Hello, everyone. Thanks for sticking around here to the end of this. Probably what's been a long day for a lot of people. I'll try to make it fast, as well as be hopefully the last barrier that could be holding somebody back from one of these projects, which is where do I find the money for a qualifying measure that would make either an energy efficiency or a renewable energy improvement in the state of Michigan. How many are familiar with Michigan Saves here? Just okay, so I can skip over most of the early on portions of where the money came from, grant funding, approximately in 2009. It sits in a loan loss reserve, which allows our lenders. We have approximately 6 residential lenders currently in the state of Michigan, and I believe we're up to about 5 commercial lenders that allow us to make these improvements. They lend their money at typically below market rates, and many times with the help of consumers or DTE on the commercial end, and with the loan loss backing on the residential end. We also have a program that Brett asked me to talk about a little bit in Holland that George Clark from WMGB is here. It is an on-bill financing program that's eligible to people in the city of Holland that can make first energy efficiency improvements, and then if it so passed those check boxes, onto renewable energy improvements in that area. And it allows for you to pay the actual improvement portion and the interest, which I believe I've got notes here, 499 or 599 is where it hovers between those for a 10 to 15 year term on their actual utility bill. The approval for that process is based on payment history, so it removes some of the debt to income barrier we could see in our standard program. We're hoping to add that to a few other utilities around the state of Michigan. We are a contractor-driven program. That's a key for us. Anymore, I think it's more relationship-driven, because while we're forming these relationships outside of the scope of contractors, but in the end, it's the contractors that are out doing the work and presenting this program to residents that really drives the program. We do have about 600, I think, combined residential and or commercial or strictly commercial contractors throughout the state. We do follow program guidelines to authorize contractors, train contractors on the program, and then QA is part of our process where we QA a percentage of our jobs to make sure everybody toes the line and make sure we have the right product out there, as opposed to potentially a geothermal that isn't scaled properly for the third time. This is one that we did and I focused, unfortunately, on my presentation on the solar side of this. I do have some notes from MGEA recently on the geothermal, so I can throw that together. This, again, is only in the state of Michigan. So when someone brings up how does solar work in Michigan, this is a fairly large number of $10 million in projects in roughly 10 years. Geothermal is sitting at, as of February, the end of February, 573 projects to date for about 9.7 million additional. So we're pushing on 20 million in renewable energy projects in 10 years, which is a relatively short period of time. The next one is the big slide. So this is the program overview. We have just passed actually $180 million now in financing in the state of Michigan. And a quick one that I like to throw out for at least residential is to borrow $20,000 today through Michigan Saves to make any improvement in the state of Michigan that's energy efficient and or renewable energy. A resident can get a 120-month loan with no prepayment penalty, and it's fixed, as Molly mentioned with theirs, at 5.5%, which is $217 a month. So when you're presenting to a customer the numbers of air sealing and insulation, geothermal, solar, any combination, that's a good number to remember of, do you have $217 a month to be able to make these improvements? Our goal, the low default rate has allowed us to keep the program going at a good clip, less than 2%. We're approving about 74% on the residential end and in the 90% range on the commercial end. low default rate, and then there's the big goal at the bottom of $1 billion that Tom, one of our board members, is here. Sat through a meeting last week that's still certainly our goal. And again, I'd like to thank Mika, GLREA, MGEA, Brett, and Green Home for having us here, and thank all you guys for making it to the beer time listening. I see most people still there. But other than that, this is our the general crew of all of us here that work on the program day in and day out. I travel a bunch, so if anybody would like us to come visit you, even if it's in Seaboing or in wherever, Indian River, I'd be happy at some point to schedule a time to stop by and say hi.